I think it's used as a scapegoat for the drug war. Like, the problem with the drug war is the fact that drugs are prohibited.
Okay, wait. I'm dumb.
That's a whole other issue.
That's a whole completely other issue, but it ties in.
How does that tie in? I don't, like, I'm dumb. Like, I have no idea. How does
because
that...
they national security. They don't want people who are involved with drugs and drug cartels and
to come over.
I mean, like just
even
today,
though these people are actually in deep Mexico, like in little towns, taking over little towns, and they stay there basically.
well, not even. I'm thinking about El Paso. I'm thinking about Juarez. I mean, it's literally. Okay, like I visit my friend in UTEP all the time.
Is he part of the drug cartel?
Oh yeah. That's why I'm so happy. He's my supplier.
What else?
Like literally on the UTEP campus, you're looking into Mexico as you're just glancing over the border, and you're seeing like all this violence and things like that. And just today I saw on the news. That 15 Americans were killed, ranging from the ages of 15 to 35, in Juarez. Americans.
And
so
their fault for going over there.
Well, were they? I mean, were they not? Could they have been taken from this country to over there, or?
Yeah, like there's no.
Is that being done by immigrants?
No, but that's an issue to think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Think about.
So do you think it's justified for the Minutemen to go and patrol the border and shoot whatever immigrants they see running across?
Well, no, because that'd be dehumanizing.
So then, like on a scale of normal to extreme, we need to be in the normal area when most of the people are in
ideally,
extreme
try to be
area.
normal.
Oh my God, I would like to think of myself as normal.
People react extreme. They're very extreme with their reactions towards this issue. They're not. They don't think logically. They think illogically to where it's like they're basically acting crazy about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, you hear about cops being like beheaded in America by the drug cartel, soldiers or grounds, whatever. You didn't think that's an issue? Like, what if what if immigrants come in, they say they're going to be working, they're applying for citizenship, but really they're just running drugs? They're just a mule.
That's a problem.
So should we be focusing on the problem of like the influx of immigrants, or the type of immigrant that comes through and
Well, that right there seems like we're dehumanizing people. Like just picking and choosing. I know ideally we have to pick and choose, but you know what I mean? Like that right there, it seems like.
So then, should we just not let people in to prohibit dehumanization?
Or should we open the borders completely to
become a part of Mexico?
There was somewhere in
So
here.
are you advocating for open borders, or is that just a question you're posing?
Me?
Ruben.
What?
Are you for open borders?
I'm not for any opinion on this matter.
But see,
So we're throwing out ideas.
that's
how I feel.
When you said like closing off the border, I don't know how I feel about that. Because I mean, again, I don't think we would be here if it wasn't for
I feel the
immigration.
same
So
way.
like, I feel like we need to, I don't know, bring people in and not, because I think bringing people in America helps us. Not,
It's like part of the status
yeah, like
quo.
helps us
It
not
needs to
stay
be-
stay so static. Like we're always revolving, we're always changing. Like I think it makes us better to have diversity.
So do you think that the few opinions that are being expressed by certain governments or certain states isn't really reflected upon what everyone else in the country thinks, or do you think it's spreading the
I
idea?
have no idea. I don't know other people. I don't start conversations.
Because honestly, I don't have a very strong, solid opinion about immigration. It's like I kind of feel it's necessary, and yes, there should be some kind of reform to it, but I don't know where they would begin because it's a complicated issue.
How
where
do you
people,
pick and choose?
if people want to come in, they're going to find a way in, whether it's applying or doing it illegally. I don't know where I stand on that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because
And I mean, what do you tell people? No, you can't walk here? Like, what do you tell people? No, get off of this,
don't cross
spot
that
of
line.
land. Don't.
Wasn't it kind of like the little boy from Cuba?
Look,
John, remember that? The little boy from Cuba, Elliot, Eli?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like didn't they find him like in a boat or something? Am I completely wrong?
I don't
Okay, so
remember,
then
I know
here
the
comes
kid
the
you're
point
talking
of where you grant them what is it called when
A work visa?
No, when the people from Cuba, if they touch land, they grant them,
Clemency?
is that what's called?
I don't know, but I feel like.
Wait,
clemency is
were you
the right
saying
word.
that as long as they
I don't
make
even
sure
know.
they're citizens?
Yeah, well, do you know what I'm talking about? Like, because they're kind of
Because
like...
of the refugee sort of treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. all you
So,
have to
but
do is just make
if you
that
look at the
shit.
circumstances, of most illegal immigrants and the situation they're coming from, wouldn't they technically fit under the term refugee? And shouldn't we have to grant them some sort of I don't know how to.
We should just
What's
start
it
at the
called?
tip of Florida and barricade a little bit, and then just move it more and just check the whole entire state.
But-
Isn't it too like
Like how
Forgot what I was
awesome would
gonna
that be?
That's probably right.
like it's almost like we have a duty to help these people.
Yes, because they're technically refugees, and
Mhm.
if it were any other refugees, we would take them in.
So now we have two categories: we have immigrants and refugees.
You have
right?
immigrants and refugees, yeah. So
The same thing.
Illegal immigrants and refugees.
Right.
Because you have legal immigrants.
This is a bad issue. I never even thought about it.
This is a super complex issue.
yeah, it's very
Really?
complex because you're dealing with people. It's not a product. You're dealing with people.
You're not only dealing with people, you're dealing with like separate social issues. Like, you know, when pregnant Mexican mothers come in and have their babies here in America, like, should they be allowed to stay here in America because they were able to do that? What if they're
Your
just
child
illegals?
born here is, if you're born American citizen, regardless if your mom is an illegal
Yes.
immigrant,
Yeah.
right?
Like all you have to do is. Just
And then that
move
process is a lot
forward.
faster than applying for citizenship.
So that
Or no,
okay,
for applying
That's what
to
you do,
access to the
guys.
country.
So should the mother
you come
stay?
over here and you get knocked up. And
Well,
then
did you
can
hear
stay.
about the family that all her kids were American citizen? She wasn't an American citizen, and they sent her back, and her kids were left without her.
Mhm.
And so, like, I mean, I don't think that. I think that's just
Kind of sick.
that's sick. Like, why would you take the mother away from the kids and take them to a whole different country? Like, I don't know. And like, I actually have a cousin who,
Is it illegal alien?
yeah, and his parents actually brought him over here and abandoned him here. Okay, and they just left him here, and so we kind of took him in, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's like there was a situation where they wanted to take him back, but he's been here since he was 3. He knows nothing else, and he doesn't know where his parents are, and he's only like 16. So it's like that's where you get into the issue of what do you do about illegal immigration when it comes to children, when the parents just kind of like come and leave them here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any way for us to close off our borders? Just for like a good 10 years? And
We'd have to build a Great Wall, like
the Great Wall of America.
Two.
You'd have to
Great
commit
Wall.
Great Wall.
you'd have to commit a lot of murders if you really wanted to close off the borders. You'd have to.
You have to
Well, that wouldn't
scare.
solve anything.
Scare.
I don't know. I just put American time out for a little bit. That's kind of how I saw it. Like, just
People in the corner now.
Well,
No, we all know that this is a big issue, but what I want to do is I want to compare the issue with the death penalty. Which one is the bigger issue? Which one should we worry about more?
which
right
should
now?
be.
Yeah,
why did you even bring that up?
so we can talk about
Okay, well,
The death penalty.
the death penalty.
Because you're
that's not
talking about
immediate.
rights of people who are already American citizens.
So
yeah,
you're saying deal with our people first and then deal with other people later.
yes, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
But then this is also an issue too, like the.
But because our citizens are being mistreated because of the perception that they're illegal.
Well, even with this issue, our citizens are being mistreated. Xenophobia and
yeah.
racism is on the rise towards Mexican Americans. It's ridiculous. You know, you got Minutemen going in and shooting up an innocent American family because they are Mexican in descent.
Yeah.
What is that? Why is that allowed to happen, and why isn't that on national news?
And again, I want to go back to some of the issues that immigration causes on the United States. There's part of the article, is it this one, where it talks about how Texas will educate, right?
Oh.
That Texas will educate illegal immigrants,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they'll educate them. They'll let them into the university. This is talking about post-secondary education, because in Texas, all public schools they're required to give them education, whether they're documented, undocumented, U.S. citizens, whatever. But in post-secondary education, they allow them into public colleges and universities, and also supply them with state-funded financial aid.
I don't know how I
But
feel
is
about
this
that.
is this with just immigrants who don't have their citizenship and they're not illegal, Like they're just here on not a school,
No,
like a
there's.
visa.
I know. I have a friend who isn't documented and goes to school here.